Hey, you wanna get high, man?
Let's stimulate your mind.
Get up, Chucky! What have we got here? A fucking comedian.
Rogin, Kim.
California dreaming.
Hello, welcome to the Rogin Kimcast. It's me, Rogin Kim. Wanted to talk to you today about mental health. How's it going? Your mental health. Going good? I mean, I guess it's good enough, right? Everybody has their ups and downs. We get through the day. We're at work maybe, sitting in traffic. We're just human beings, right? We're all just human beings just trying to get from one meal to the next, one paycheck to the next, one day to the next, just one thing to the next. And we keep moving forward and then we die. And we don't want to think about that dying part. Hopefully we're enjoying ourselves. Hopefully we're happy, right? That's what we want, happiness. But what is that? What does it mean? Like, how do you get it? What does it mean to be happy? How do you fill the emptiness that seems to be prevalent inside at all times? Inside everybody, I think. I mean, sometimes you look on social media and it seems like people are having the best times of their lives. They're always living their best life, right? Hashtag living my best life, right? Nobody seems to be empty. Everybody seems to be completely fulfilled, right? Captured in a perfect image of just fun, good times, wealth, opulence, good food, or just a meme. That's like my Instagram feed, just a bunch of memes. Might have some selfies in there. Well, whatever, but it just looks like, the picture of health, right? Bunch of selfies. That means that you have good self-esteem, right? You like how you look, and you want people to look at you, and you're fine with it. And what's wrong with that? That's healthy. Now, put another selfie out there. Why don't you let them know how you look? I feel like most rational people know that there is a mental health issue, problem. Is it a problem? I don't know. I mean, suicide rates are climbing, right? Suicide rates are climbing. I think it's the highest right now for white men. Some of you are like, good, right? Good, stick it to the white man, right? Fucking kill yourself, cracker. Now I understand the sentiment, but it speaks to something. People are in pain. People are in pain. White men without jobs. Men without jobs end up killing themselves. They kill themselves. Men overall kill themselves more because I think, they just go through with it, and they usually pick things like guns or something like that. Final sort of decisive things. Not to say that women can't kill themselves. These are just statistics. I'm not going, are they statistics? I could also just be making all this up, guys. So, I'm not a doctor, or as they say in the Asian community, normal. I'm just a guy. But I'm cobbling together all the bits and pieces of all this flotsam and jetsam out there, and making what I can of it. Because I have had mental health issues myself. I'm having one right now. Oh, that's good stuff. All right. No, but I've struggled with depression. I have struggled with depression, anxiety. I have plenty that's happened in my childhood to have issues galore. I've had traumatic incidents happen to me. I am a survivor of neglect, I would say, more than abuse. A little bit of abuse, not much. No, nothing. I can't really stand amongst the people who've been abused and be like, yeah, I was one of you. Because, my abuse was, I got hit. I diddled a little. I got diddled. But not like, but it was like I don't know. It was like a DEFCON 3 diddle. You know what I'm saying? It's not like nukes firing. It's not, penetrating. It wasn't barely sexual or unclear to me. I just looking back, I'm like, oh, that's weird. But when I was a kid, I didn't know. I don't think I was like, I don't know. I mean, maybe I was. I had weird thoughts, sure, like when I was a kid. Thoughts of, sexual thoughts or whatever, but I don't know. Is that normal? I don't know if that's normal. I don't know if it's a product of being in, house where I was completely neglected. And being completely neglected is almost like, it's weird. It's kind of, because abuse is like the devil but neglect is like the devil you wished you knew a little better. You wish the devil was around a little more. Like, where are you, devil? A lot of TV, a lot of being left alone to my own devices. Since I was like 3 or 4 or whatever, 5. I was like kindergarten. I was a latchkey kid. I was walking myself home when I was 5 years old with a key around my neck. From elementary school, and then I just, I don't know. I guess I fixed myself some food or something. I don't know. This is what you did back in the day. A long ass time ago, before the law. Actually, back then it was against the law, but it didn't matter. Right? There were, immigrants who worked and thought that working was much more important than raising the child or interacting with the child or helping the child navigate a completely new country that you have no idea what's going on in. You barely speak the language, but you know what? The kid's going to learn it, and he'll take care of all the bills and whatnot. Anyway, so you see, mental health has been a real issue for me, and I see it being a real issue. It's just people are in pain. People are in pain. It led me to take psychology as, a major in college. I was not the best. I was not the best at it, but I learned a lot. I think part of why I was not the best at it is at some point you kind of learn that they don't really know stuff in psychology. They kind of know stuff, and they can run statistical analysis on these experiments, but it's really incredibly difficult to study the human mind, mostly because you need other minds to study it. It's like we're all people. It's completely subjective. It's hard to find some kind of objectivity, some kind of look into the brain, right? Maybe when AI gets developed, maybe we'll get something smarter than us looking at us and telling us what it sees. Maybe you need some, I don't know. Maybe is that basically there was a lot of competing theories in psychology. There's like a biological model. Like maybe it's because you're, you need meds, you got a chemical imbalance. But then there's also like a social aspect, because some people don't respond to meds, or some people who are fine biochemically seem to have symptoms, and so on and so forth. And so socializing, good parents, good friendship network, this and that. The maybe that's a thing. Another what they call them like paradigms, right? Another one was the cognitive behavioral one, right? Maybe it's just a pattern of thoughts. It's like how your brain is working, right? And you have the psychoanalytic one that has to do with the unconscious, and so on and so forth. A lot of competing schools of thought, and they're still competing. And now there's like synergies, or like it's like combination, So, and in the end, it's sort of like there's no real answers. Just like all we can really do is observe people and be like, is this person crazy? Like there's no objective measure of like, you're crazy. We have something called DSM, the Diagnostic Statistical Manual or something, that has, it's like the list of all the mental pathologies and like the criteria you need to hit or whatever, but you still need like a human, to really just kind of assess that. And there still needs to be people can be complete psychopaths, but say you never do anything, right? You never violate the law or anything. Like, how would anyone know? And then are you really a psychopath? You might have these incredibly crazy thoughts, but what if you never act on them? What is that? What defines a crazy person? The thoughts they have beyond the actions, So it's hard to really say like, hey, this is what it means. So it makes sense why, first of all, it's a difficult conversation to have in public sphere, and also, of course, there's the age-old stigma attached to mental health. So there's mental health as weakness. Believe me, in my family, the men in my family are like, I would rather die before I go to therapy. And they probably will. They probably will die either because they didn't go to therapy. They might die by their own hands. They might die from drinking themselves to death. They might actually die because they didn't go to therapy. But that's what they would rather have. And why? But why though, right? These the dudes in my family are super like, they're stoic, tough guys. Not very, not a lot of emotional sort of reconciling or inventory, no real modeling. And I'm saying guys in my family, like my dad and my uncle, are the two main role models I had. And, they were just messed up. They came from the war. The war fucked everything up. There's no school. Parents were all fucked up. There was a military coup. It's like all this shit happened and, made their lives crazy. And, in turn, they were crazy themselves, and they tried to raise some kids, and they did. My uncle did okay, except he was a diddler. He was the diddler. I don't think he was. I don't know. On the scale of diddlers, I would say maybe he was like a chaotic good type of diddler, like a. Yeah, like the Punisher or something. I don't know. Not an evil man trying to fuck babies because he wants to fuck them. I don't know. Anyway, mental health. All these factors, make mental health more of a challenge, right? We got the economy, right? It's fucking opioids and opioid crisis. You got a lot of people without hope, a lot of people without something to live for or feel good about. And really, what are you? And we're inundated with, a commercial culture, advertising, constant pressure, just like having the blue text bubbles, right? Just like, we got the pressure to be one of the people, the haves. You gotta have the haves. But most people are have-nots, right? And you gotta just kind of buy stuff to make it look like you're one of the haves. I'm okay. How about I'm keeping up with the Joneses, right? Yeah, that's the meaning of life, is keeping up with your neighbor, making sure that you don't look broke. You ain't no broke ass motherfucker. And then you die. And then what do you have? What do you have? I don't know, to show for it. I guess it doesn't matter. Maybe you just die. It's all meaningless, so fuck it. Let's all just fucking, right, buy shit and buy the best stuff, and then we die. And is that really it? Is that really it? I feel like deep down inside, people know that that's not it. That's why there are these mental issues, maybe. Perhaps that's where the, sort of feelings of worthlessness, uselessness, having no place in life, having nothing to do and nothing to look forward to. No place, look, black men in general, but white men, I think white men have been dealt a blow because there's this idea that, they are the oppressor, and so what they have to say is of no value, and what they have to do is of no value, blah, 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 blah. And a lot of people were like, well, white guys, join the fucking club, because that's how it felt to be a woman or a gay person or like, a black dude or a Mexican or a Chinese guy or whatever the fuck, right? Like, that's what it felt like under white supremacy. So fuck you. And that's what we've got. But is that really going to solve things? Is that really what it, whole thing about Jesus, right? Jesus, like I'd say what you will about the guy, but the thing about the dude was that he was all about like, hey man, you can't just fucking smash your enemy. You gotta love your enemies, right? Love. Love's the only thing that's gonna stop the cycle of hate and violence, right? I know we were talking about mental health and now I'm talking about hate crimes, but look, there's a connection here, right? Jussie Smollett, mental health issues. Yes? No? Just a bad person? I don't know, right? Preying on race. You don't think race, the pressure of it, the stress of it, creates mental health issues? You don't think people have died in asylums, over the past century because of race? Or sexism, or being gay, or any of these fucking things, right? How much, and beyond that, how about just fucking back-breaking, crushing labor, war, these things, the things that men are sent out to do, right? And then this is not all just about men, but about women. Like, fucking look at all the shit that women have had to put up with, right? Now, no wonder people are fucking insane, right? We're going nuts. But what do we have to show for it? What do we have to show for it? We are the number one motherfucking country in the world, aren't we? Isn't that what we think? That's what we think, right? We're number one. We got all the guns. We got, we don't have all the money, but someone's got it. I mean, we're supposed to be rich. I mean, we're pretty rich. I mean, in terms of just like we shit in clean water and all that, we got stuff. We got internet. We have freedom of speech, which not a lot of people have. No health insurance, but that's okay. We'll catch up to Czechoslovakia or whoever the fuck it is that we're under in terms of healthcare. But we'll catch up. We're there, huh? What? So then, no mental health. Nothing about mental health. We've got phones. We've got tiny devices that are supercomputers, essentially. If you took this back in time to Henry Turing's time, Henry Turing, who was the genius behind breaking the Enigma code of the Nazis, breaking the Nazi code and finding out about all their shit, leading to the Allied victory over them, inventing the first fucking computer, Henry Turing, right? It's gay. It was illegal to be gay in England, so they opted for chemical castration, and then he got all fucked up because chemical castration was like you have to take a bunch of poisons that knock out whatever your libido or whatever. This is in the fucking 40s, 50s? Like, how would they know what chemicals to give you? They just gave you poison. They just poisoned you, and then he died. Okay, he died. This genius of a man, the inventor of the fucking computer. All right, where would we be without him? But gay, put into an asylum, crazy, dead. All right, all this. All right, mental health. Look. Here's what I think. There's a lot of white men hurting out there. They need jobs. They need a place, to be. Not physically. I mean, physically and spiritually. You know what I mean? Like a place to be in society. A place to be in the grand, they say the arc of the universe bends toward justice, and they need to find a place in that arc. You know what I'm saying? Like, and my idea is this. This Black History Month, I felt like it was, just kind of, just not a great it was just not a good Black History Month. You had the Jesse thing and the Green Book thing and nobody's like talking about it. It just seemed like people were like being like, it's Black History Month and kind of complaining. It sounds like more noise amongst everything, but we aren't doing anything as a society to address it. And so my suggestion is what we do is we take those white guys who are out of jobs, who are feeling suicidal, right? And make them part of a reparations program where we send them to the homes of black families, and the black families can fight them or beat them up. Okay, it's just but it's not like, it's hard. This is a tough sell, but hear me out. What we're going to do is we're going to take these guys and we're going to give them MMA training. We're going to train them, mostly jiu-jitsu, grappling. We're not going to get into a lot of fist fighting, okay? They're going to be trained, right? They're going to be fit. They're going to be, so they're going to be exercising a lot, super fit. And it's going to work. That's going to also kind of help with their depression, okay? And they're going to be sent to, let's say, the hood, right? Like just the projects, the Marcy projects. We'll start there, okay? We're going to send a bunch of dudes in. Can't have one guy. It's going to take a while because I think you need a different person for maybe every home. Or if it's the same guy, it would take him like a whole year to do one project, because he's got to recover. So maybe like a team of guys to go in, right? And it's not going to be barbaric. Like there's no weapons and you can't, there's no like killing. You can't kill the dude. You know what I mean? And the guy is trained enough. We're going to set everything up so that he's like a little bit bigger, a little bit faster, and gives you a workout. You know what I mean? As the black person who's getting reparations, you get a workout. You get a really good workout, but you get to ultimately win and just vanquish this white man and pummel him. Pummel him. You'll have some gloves on. And pummel him, right? Pummel him, and then maybe we should have a ref in there to stop it. You just need somebody to stop it. So, it might get out of hand. But just think about it. You'll have armies of white men employed and doing on the right side of history, right? Being completely physically fit and also learning some combat skills, and taking some licks. All right, taking some licks for the team. Let's just be honest. Somebody's got to take some licks, and it could be them because they're already gonna either shoot us up, or shoot themselves. Right? There you go. So we just all right. This I'm gonna work on this, but this is my pitch. It's the UFC reparations, right? UFC stands for you fucking cracker. All right, no, that's no good. Maybe I will not get that job anymore at PBS. Okay. Listen, it's mental health is like a really issue that's near and dear to my heart. I mean, the comedian Stephen Brody Stevens committed suicide not too long ago. You know, hanged himself. Anthony Bourdain, all these people, and of course the countless people who aren't famous. All right, like there's every day there's people killing themselves. I just mentioned all these white guys killing themselves. All right, like nobody pays the regular person any mind just because. I don't know. I mean, just because. Look, if famous people or people who've quote unquote made it, people who are captains of their industry, if they're killing themselves, how do you think, just a poor working class or working class guy who lost his job, right? Or a single mother, or all these fucking people, struggling out there, how do you think they feel? How do you think they fucking feel? I mean, it's a struggle. This is a struggle. And we're living in one of the best times ever. We all live like goddamn medieval kings. You know what I'm saying? We could be eating fucking ice cream and barbecue at the same time, right? Do you know how many wars you'd have to start to do something like that back in? Where would you even get ice cream if you were a medieval king? You wouldn't even, no amount of people you conquer would, make this possible, unless I guess you went far north, kept going. You have to conquer the north to get some ice cream. That's what you would have to do, right? Now you don't have to do that. You can just go to the store, right? This is fantastic. So we have so many things, so many material things, but is it fulfilling? How's it going? I don't know. So I've just rambled on and on about mental health, and is there an answer? All I know, here are the things that helped me. I did seek out a therapist. Now, a therapist is not easy to find. A therapist is sometimes the therapist is dumb, and you're like, God, I hate this therapist, and you gotta just find somebody who you feel like, this person understands. This person gets it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that takes time. The other thing I found is that exercise does help. I hated exercise, but I just kind of forced myself to do it and just keep doing it. And the more I do it, the more okay I feel. So that's another thing. The other thing I feel is that some kind of outlet, whether it's writing, for me it's stand-up. If I don't do stand-up too much, I start getting weird. Like some kind of outlet, whatever it is, that allows you to do some stuff. Get it out there. Do it. What else? Meditation. Started meditating. Not started. I've been meditating for years now. A few years now. At least Monday through Friday, 20 minutes in the morning. It's made a difference. I don't know. I just can kind of like see stuff a little bit better now. Not some kind of master at it, but like I can just, one thing I started recognizing were patterns. I have a tendency to do this, a tendency to do that. What's another thing that I did? So I microdosed. I microdosed acid last year, microdosing mushrooms right now, and it does have a positive effect on the mood. I don't like to use the chemical thing too much because I don't feel that I have like a chemical imbalance per se where it needs to be corrected, but I can feel my mood sometimes, oscillating. I go up and down a little bit. Not an extreme like a bipolar person, but I have it in my family. It makes sense. It's something I've struggled with. It kind of makes sense that I've had like periods of mania, but not hypermania, not the mania where I need to be committed, but just enough, And I feel like I've probably had more of a unipolar depression in my life than a bipolar, major depressive episodes in the past. But in order to work through that, including suicidal. I mean, I've been there, man. I've been staring at those tracks as that train came down and being like, maybe this is it. All I have to do is jump, and and really asking myself, do I want to live or die? You know, and having to really decide that I want to live, you know, like fuck it. Because if I die, that's it. But if I live, who knows? You know, at least maybe. I mean, maybe if you die, it's a whole other adventure, and you're like, it's a whole other life. See, I thought I was getting away, but we don't know. But listen, I wanted to talk more, but you know, I should go. Thank you very much. I want to talk about this more. I want to have like a mental health clubhouse. You know, I want to have like a place where you could go to discuss mental health. You know, one of the things I want to do maybe is just start going to mental health people, professionals, just people, whatnot, and just talking to them about it. You know, just talking to some people. I think one of the most important things is really to talk, you know, to talk about it, let it out. Because I think it's isolation, being alone, not allowing people to know what's going on because of either shame, you think it's weak, or, you know, whatever. Or it's hard. It's not easy to share these things. People judge you. People get scared, you know, whatever. But in the end, you got to just fucking, I don't know. Life, man. You got to just fucking keep on kicking, right? Hang the fuck in there, right? Maybe it'll get better, maybe it'll get worse, I don't know, but it's just, it's not supposed to be easy, you know? It's not. And I think the more we accept that and kind of share that with each other, we can get better at getting through this fucking thing called life. All right, so follow me on Twitter, everybody, and follow me on Instagram at Rogin. Thank you so much for listening. I know, that's the CTA right there, call to action. Thanks so much for listening, and until next time.